The Countertop Wizard is an awesome feature when you want to place solid surface, stone, or quartz countertops. You'll find the feature listed right below Items in the Items tab, and if you left click on it, the Countertop Wizard will open. Now the first question it's going to ask you is, do you want to use stone or solid surface? And you're going to find that you're simply going to walk down this list. It creates a little path for you to follow of questions and simply answer them and click Next to continue on. So let's say we start with solid surface. I will click Next. Now, right now we have the generic 2020 catalogs, but you may have brand-specific catalogs of these materials listed as well. So I will click on 2020 and click Next. You're going to see a little pattern to this as we go along. You can click on different countertop materials simply by finding them in a list and choosing them with a left click. Now, if I want to choose Moonstruck Mirage, I highlighted it and will click Next, move on to the next step. The next question is, do you want to auto design over your existing cabinets or choose a specific shape? Specific shape would allow you to draw a countertop from scratch. Maybe you're doing countertop replacements and you want to sketch this out here. You can do that. For our purposes today, though, I'm going to have it auto design over our existing cabinetry. So I click Next. This is a preview of what it will look like. You'll see each section based on the base cabinets on our plan. I will click Next again. Again, you're going to see this as a little pattern as we go forward. Do you want to have Backsplash? Yes or no? You have the ability to choose Backsplash, so I'll say Set a Backsplash, and it will even ask you what the height of the backsplash is down here in the lower right-hand corner. We'll click Next and continue on. It's now asking us what type of edge. Do we want single bevel, 3/8 round over, double round over, and so forth? I'm going to go with a single bevel and click Next to continue on. Now, we have two sinks in our plan. 2020 needs to know how to cut out for these sinks. You have the ability, if you have a sink catalog, to have true sinks loaded, or you can edit the sinks that are already there by answering a few questions. You must answer these questions before the next button will highlight and we can move to the next step. So first of all, let's take the Euro sink. I'm going to click on Edit and it's going to ask me, is this sink undermount or drop-in? It's going to be drop-in. And is the sink material cast iron or non-cast iron? I'm going to say non-cast iron and click Next. You'll notice now that that sink is no longer red in highlight. So we'll click on the next sink, which is Kohler. We'll click Edit. Again, we'll answer the two questions, drop-in, non-cast iron, and click Next. Once I've completed those answers, you'll see down here at the very bottom, the next button is highlighted, so I can go ahead and click on it and move on. Now it's asking me if I want to add any obstacles. This gives me the ability to go through and show any obstacles where we need to possibly modify our countertop around. You can actually click Add, place them, and add a width, height, or depth. Right now, I'm not going to add any obstacles to my plan. We'll click Add again, and it's going to say electrical, free of charge holes, and so forth. You can actually note if any of these are going to be added to your countertop, and I'll show you a little bit later on where you'll actually have a floor plan version of your countertop too. And we'll click Next. Now, heat rods. Do we have heat rods? I'm going to go ahead and say Next. I do not need any. And then it's going to ask, where would you like to place your backsplash? Well, you can see around the room that 2020 has pre-selected where it thinks the backsplash could be. But you could always click on a line and it would add backsplash in those areas. So if I clicked over here, it's saying to add it, I just turned it off. If I left click again, it turns it back on again. My backsplash is exactly where I want it, so I'll click Next and move on to the next step. Now it wants to know if we want to do any custom backsplashes. I'm not going to do any custom backsplashes right now. I'm going to save that for tile at the end. So we're going to leave everything standard and we will click Next again. You'll notice a lot of these questions you can just skip and go right past, but you do have to click the next button to move to the next step. It's asking me where my appliance edges are. It's already selected where it thinks the appliance edges are. They are perfect for me, so I don't need to make any changes at all. Just click Next. Once we move forward, it'll say, do you want to place edge? And I'll say, yep, I do want to place edge. Remember before I chose a single bevel edge? I'd like to have an edge here here, 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 and then I'll do the same thing on my small section to the right. Once I've selected all of the areas, I'll click Next and move on to the final step. The final step says, do you want to make any special notes? You can print out this countertop separate. It's not just for perspective purposes. This is a countertop drawing that you could be using to demonstrate or provide material and information to your fabricator. So you can make notes in here if you want. I'm going to go ahead and choose Finish. You notice I'm done, so Next will no longer be highlighted. I'm going to click Finish, and we are finished. And as I zoom in, you will see my countertop has been placed in my room. Let me move around just a little bit here. Let's move this around. You'll see my countertop all the way around my room. I can simply highlight it by moving my cursor. The red lines indicate the countertop. Now let's take this one step further. Remember I just said that it's not limited to your perspectives. You can actually show a floor plan of your countertop. At the bottom of your screen is a tab that reads Countertops. If I left click on this, it gives me a different view, and you'll see that this is preset to show your countertops and all of the dimensions. Now, if you're using your 2020 and you click on countertops and you still see your full kitchen here, here's how you change that. You will right click on the floor plan and go to display settings. Here where it reads scheme, you will click on the arrow, scroll all the way down until you find the item is called 2020 Countertop Reports. Click on it, click OK, and it will provide you the plan view that you want. Now this is the plan view that I prefer because when I look at this, if I zoom in, it'll show me 3-inch backsplash, appliance edge, here's your beveled edge. It gives me all the details of everything that I want, including my center lines. Now again, how do we access this view? We right click on the floor plan. We choose display settings. Under scheme, we find countertop report, click it, and simply click OK, and you have the exact report that you're looking for your countertops.